Hi guys, I'm Lamide.
The future is now. The future is now. The future is now.
So today I was gonna put out a different video and something just lighthearted and fun, but then I realized I'll be lying to myself because that's currently not how I feel, and there's no point on me being dishonest if the whole point of me doing YouTube is to be authentic and live authentically. So I'm basically here to talk about what's currently going on in the world, Black Lives Matter, how it's affected me personally and made me feel, and what I think we can do about it as a community. This week has been quite a lot. I can't even lie to you. I felt all the emotions. I felt anger, I felt irritation, I felt sadness, I felt exhaustion. I've been moved to the place of just praying consistently. I've been moved to the place of crying. I felt it all, but I'm kind of happy I have, because it's allowed me to be truly honest with myself about my experiences, how I truly feel, and not just act as if it's business as usual, because it isn't. Just a lot of negative and quite traumatic information that's being consumed, and it's a lot. So I want everyone right now to actually just take time to check in with yourself, think, how am I actually doing, and and just be really honest with yourself. Why do I feel this way? Journal if you can, but guys, you need to make sure you're taking care of your mental health and protecting your peace. That is very paramount and very important. So I thought at one point during this week that I wasn't doing enough. I wanted to go protesting, but I deeped that firstly my immune system is quite questionable and coronavirus is still a thing, do you know what I mean? So I decided not to, but I felt quite guilty. I felt quite sad that I couldn't even do more, but it's Lam, how much can you actually do as a person? So I had to be honest with my capacity as well, because I don't want to be doing all these things at the expense of my own mental health. I think everyone should be honest with themselves as well in terms of their capacity. And I just realized as well that you also have to be willing to do the work within yourself. I'm kind of a person that likes to keep things separate. So I'm very much work is work, campaigning, live, my social enterprise, being an ambassador for a campaign, that's all separate. YouTube is separate, but the personal is political, do you know what I mean? The personal is political, nothing is that separate, everything kind of intertwines, and I'll be doing myself a disservice and others if I try to separate it, because why am I doing that? Those are all bits that affect me and allow me to see the world in the way I do. So this week I've really just had to kind of find a way to merge them all into one and reintroduce myself to myself. I don't really like talking about things like race and religion that are so dear to me, because I don't like people arguing with my personal experiences. What do you mean? What do you mean I haven't experienced racism? Do you know what I mean? What do you mean that God isn't real? Those type of things are not really the conversations I like to have, because I find them quite draining. And because I studied politics and philosophy as well at uni, I've had those conversations and I never really found them productive. But now I've been kind of challenged and forced to have those conversations regardless of how uncomfortable it is, and not just think because I had bad experiences with it previously that it's going to be the same now. So just being open to having those conversations with new people as well, including white people, especially white people, is something that is kind of new to me. Everything I feel is currently just in my head. I don't have any concrete solutions. I'm still in the process of thinking, of reading, educating myself, educating others, being very intentional about what role I want to play within this movement, thinking with the two main aims of sustainability and longevity being at the center. And it's just okay, I've signed these petitions, I've sent this email to my MP, I've shared all these posts, but how can I actually make effective change? My conclusion was just to start where I am, actually start where I am. Who do I have around me that needs to be educated? How can I educate myself a bit more as well? Because I can't lie to you, I haven't been reading nearly as much as I should. At uni, I used to read so much, Angela Davis, Bell Hooks, all these amazing writers and all this amazing literature. I've not really read them anymore because I'm no longer in formal education. That isn't good enough, so I'm committed from henceforth to actually educate myself on this matter. And when I'm speaking, it's not just from emotion, it's also from facts, from evidence, from like, I'm knowledgeable in what I'm saying, because guys, it's 2020, you know, like ignorance is actually not the answer. We can't be ignorant about it anymore. Being ignorant is just pathetic at this point. Like, why are you ignorant? There's Google, there's free resources. I'm even going to put the resource packs that I've seen on the internet that I'm going to be using personally to educate myself, and I implore you guys to do the same. Now is not the time to be silent. Like, now is genuinely not the time to be silent. Like, now is the time to scream as loud as possible, because the aim is to dismantle. The aim is not just to shake up a bit and then when the dust settles, it goes back to normal. The aim is to deconstruct, is to dismantle to the point that it can't be rebuilt anymore, and we now have to be forced to think of a new future. The new norm is going to be formed anyways because of coronavirus. So it's now like, how can a new norm be formed with racism no longer being a thing in it as well? How can we challenge the status quo? How can we move in a way that what we've considered to be normal, is it actually normal? Like, all these things that we consider to be natural, who said that? Who actually said it's natural? The way I thought about it today was, think of it as like, we're burning bushes. Like, one bush might be easy to put out, but if everywhere fire is starting, it's forced for it to just like collapse. It's forced for it to burn to the ground, and then you have to rebuild. That's the way I need it to be. I need it to be a case that we're burning it all, burn it all, dismantle it all. I mean, I'm saying dismantle, I'm not inciting violence, because I don't think violence is the way. Pacifism, but I think is the case that, like, do what needs to be done for a revolution to happen, and do what needs to be done for change to happen. Like, if you're a Christian as well and you're watching this, yeah, we're not fighting against flesh and blood, we're fighting against principalities. Like, racism is a sin. There's demons behind these things. Do you know what I mean? So you need to go to your prayer closet and pray seriously for this thing to be done, because no more. I've actually had enough. Like, I'm to the point that, like, nah, this ain't normal. I'm not gonna accept this to be normal. Change needs to happen, otherwise you're not gonna get rest. Like, my new prayer point as well is that no rest for the wicked. They will not find rest until they stop their behavior. Do you know what I mean? They will not find rest until they're forced to change their ways. Pray, converse, watch things that make you happy. Like, literally, in this time, it's so easy to consume negative energy. So I stayed up all night one day this week and watched Insecure, and my heart was full with joy. Like, I was so happy. I'm probably going to rewatch last week's episode, because that episode just made me so happy and content, and I loved every moment of it. So I'm probably gonna rewatch that. Another thing I want to say is the fact that we really need to think of how to make this sustainable and long lasting. Like, my niece is 4. I really do not want her to have to experience what I experienced. I don't want her to think her wearing her natural hair out is a political statement, even though this is in its natural state. I don't want her to think that she can't be passionate enough in case that she will sound intimidating. I don't want her to go through the microaggressions, the institutional racism that I went through. Like, my name is Lamide Odonye. Like, I don't have any English names, and I know that could have affected me, and it probably still did. And I was like, from a young age, I was forced to think I had to work harder. And like, fam, if you're black as well, you've had your own experiences of racism. I don't need to refresh it. Don't stop now. Like, please, there are generations coming behind us that need this change. Like, we need this. Like, guys, I am praying and I am working towards seeing racism ended within my own lifetime. Like, no more am I thinking this is normal and this is just a thing that you need to adapt to. No, burn it all, burn down the system. Why am I adapting to something that was created to oppress me? What does that even mean? Like, no more. Like, guys, no more. So we need to work collectively. This is not the time to be working in silos. This is not the time to be arguing about like arbitrary things. This is a time to be creating new systems that benefit us. This is the time to be coming together and really building a community that thrives. This is the time to be coming together and thinking for planning, thinking generations ahead, thinking how can not just the next generation but the generation after benefit from the decisions we make today and for the systems we create today. Yeah, man, please educate yourself, feel how you want to feel. But I'm left feeling hopeful. Like, this week, despite the anger, the all the emotions I felt, I still felt hopeful. I do believe we can create a new world. I do believe we can create a new system, and don't be afraid to dream. Like, imagination is a very key thing. Like, how else will you be able to make a change if you cannot think of a new future, if you can't imagine a new future? So please let your brain free, think of new ways, think of new realities, and know that it can happen, because this also was a thought of someone's mind, and it happened. This is something I'm so passionate about as well, that like to a point sometimes I didn't even feel educated enough, and it got me so frustrated. But nah, bro, like this ain't a trend. This isn't a trend to me anyways. Like, this isn't a trend, this is my life. Like, part of my mission statement since I think 2016, or even maybe before then, was Proverbs 31 verse 8. Speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves, ensure justice is found. I think I'm paraphrasing, but genuinely, like, I am dedicated to speaking up for those who can't speak up for themselves, but I'm also dedicated for justice, fairness, and the world God created to occur within my lifetime. I didn't even want to rant. I just wanted to speak honestly about how I'm feeling without having to come up with like solutions just yet, because I don't know yet. I don't know what the solution is, like, and I don't think anyone really does, but I want us to come up with something that benefits many generations to come. I also want us to protect ourselves, our mental health, and be very cautious of what we are consuming. And I want us to continue to have fun, because at a time like this, I read somewhere that like joy isn't something that is encouraged during this time, but joy is necessary for the long journey ahead. Like, don't feel discouraged that you can't do it all. You don't need to do it all. You just need to make big noise where you're in your own lane. So run fast in your own lane, keep going, keep running. Like, sooner or later they will hear us. Like, change is coming, change is coming, change is coming. Believe it, say it to yourself over and over again. In fact, say it with me: change is coming, change is coming, change is coming. No, change is coming, believe it, and let's make it happen, man. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. I truly pray that this week will be a great one for you all, that you'll find joy, you'll find peace, and you'll find strength like never before. Yeah, man, take care of yourself. I'll probably be back next week with like a light-hearted, fun content, but today, this video, I just had to be true and be honest, because I'm not happy. So why am I going to like to pretend and bury my head under the sand and act as if this isn't happening when I know it's directly affecting me? But yeah, I'm talking too much, man. See you later. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Do what you want with it. Yeah, bye.